John 6:44. Oudes dunatai elthein pros me, ean me ha pater ha pimpsas me helkuse autan, kago anastaso autan, inte escate hemera. Here Jesus continues responding to this hostile and skeptical crowd, and he says, no one is able. Oh, and that's a verb, just asking, just wanting, just wishing to be completed with a complementary infinitive. You may know this verb dunatai. The lexical form is dunamai, dunasai, dunatai. And the reason it's the third person singular, present, middle, indicative, third singular, because the subject is no one, third singular. No one is able. It's just hanging in the air. So you know an infinitive is coming, and there's your infinitive ending. This is building on the second aorist stem of eilthon. Second aorist of erchomai is eilthon. We yank off the augment. We're left with the stem elth. That's how we get elth there. And it may be interesting to you. Look at these statistics here. This may be interesting to you. If you can see where my cursor is hovering there, dunamai. Dunamai is followed by a present infinitive 57 times, but by an aorist infinitive 154 times. So there's a strong stylistic pattern in the New Testament, isn't there, for an aorist infinitive. We're not surprised by this aorist infinitive. In fact, as it's looking at the action perfectively, looking at it as a whole, including the beginning and ending, that kind of fits with the idea of being able. He's not able, and then it looks at the action as a whole. That's perfective aspect. No one is able to come to me, Jesus says, unless, here's our subjunctive right here. See that lengthened vowel? That's from the verb helko, which means to draw. So no one is able to come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him. And the lexical form of that is helko. And you may wonder, how do we end up with an extra upsilon here? What is going on? And if you look it up in Mounce's Morphology of Biblical Greek, a very helpful reference work, he will tell you the real root of this word is selku. Selku. And so what happens in the present is the sigma is replaced by a rough breathing mark. That happens to Greek words. Sometimes sigmas become rough breathing marks, and the upsilon drops off. So really, we're sort of thinking of it backwards to say, where did these other things come from, when really the aorist form here is revealing the true root. This is indeed an aorist active subjunctive, third person singular. Let's start back at the beginning here. So no one is able to come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him. And I, that's crossus, where two words have combined, a chi and an ego. Notice it's marked with a coronus. It's not a breathing mark, that's called a coronus, which elicits all kinds of feelings in those of us who lived through 2020. But the coronus is the little crown there that's marking where the words combine together. So, and I will raise, that's from anistemi, just a future of anistemi, and I will raise him on the last day.